Okay, Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoim La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chachakwendash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and H.I.M that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanat Nawah. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And as you can see right here, this is ICE Director Todd Lyons. And if you've seen this interview with the Philadelphia sheriff, this chick right here, looking like, yeah, man, she needs to just be at home, man. You know what I'm saying? But she was talking all that shit. So this is what this guy says, because she's talking about arresting ICE agents if they come to Philadelphia, I think that is. So it says, try and arrest my folks. Let's see what happens. And these rednecks not playing no games, bro. These red people are not playing no games, because you can clearly see he's about as red as the stripes in his tie. He's not as white as his shirt. That's for damn sure. These are pinkish to reddish people. These are Edomites, and they have the fatness of the earth, and they have the gift of the sword. And she's just a pawn in it. Matter of fact, the Edomite, the so-called white man, gave her the actual power to even get to the point of being a damn sheriff over one of the most violent cities in the world. And I seen this shit she was saying yesterday. I'm not gonna play the video. You can go on YouTube and check it out if you want. I will read what she said though, because she says ICE Director Lyons fires back at Philly sheriff who branded ICE made up, fake wannabe law enforcement. Well, you can call them made up all you want to, but they have the backing of Esau Edom, the so-called white man from the top, straight up. And eventually something is. The black women just all these cities where they're in charge of anything, man, is just terrible. It's terrible, like for real, because you women are not supposed to be usurping authority over the man. Let me grab that real quick. And she was talking cash shit too. She was like a nigga on the block, and I'm just listening to her like, oh my! I had to actually turn it, man. Shit just got on my damn nerves so bad. Just listening to her like that, you don't understand that you don't have no power or no might. You in this man's kingdom. You wouldn't even be where you are without this man's allowing you to be there. He gave you the authority, like just be over your men, bitch. Arrest your black men in your city and shut the fuck up. And that's what you do. 1 Timothy 2:11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Right? And they set these women up for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because they want the so-called black woman to be over you so-called black men at all times. They run in the household, and she probably ain't got no man. If she do, that nigga probably somewhere in a man cave all damn day long. Matter of fact, let's see here. Following Philadelphia Sheriff Rochelle Bilals, look at that name, Bilal. January 8th, 2026 press conference when she criticized U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and as fake made up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens. And she don't even know that them so-called white officers that's on her team probably moonlighting with ICE. They probably, as soon as they get off work, they going to an ICE facility and changing clothes and going out and doing whatever. And if they do get, they got complete immunity to gun your ass down, man. It says, and labeled them made up, fake wannabe law enforcement in the wake of the fatal shooting of Renee Nicole Good by the ICE agents in Minneapolis. Several officials issued strong rebuttals. And she just up there. I'm talking about, boy, when I say she was talking cash shit, bro. So this is U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Philadelphia Sheriff, at Phila Sheriff, Rochelle Bilal should resign before she embarrasses herself any further. Arresting ICE officers, try it and see what happens. and you ain't doing nothing but putting a target on the people back there, because now you best believe Trump and them coming there. Just because you said what you said, they gonna prove you wrong. They coming there. I ain't heard about them being there, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sure they throughout the Americas, they all over America. They in all major cities looking for Jake, says in her remarks, Bilal specifically condemned MAX agents and aligned with Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner, stating no law enforcement professional wears a mask, which that makes sense. But they doing what they want to do. Shit, Trump told he said straight up, like, shit, we can do what the fuck we want to do. Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime. Thank God for our district attorney, Larry Krasner. This is everything that she was saying, because I remember seeing this yesterday, who says he's going to lock him up. She added that her office would not allow agents to evade accountability. We are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity. None of that here. And warned, if any of them want to come in this city, you will not be able to hide. You don't want this smoke. See, this is what I'm talking about. You don't want this smoke. What the fuck is you talking about, bitch? This is the kind of shit that's coming out of her mouth as a supposedly a professional. You don't want this smoke. I'm talking about you had seen this. She, like, you think that you was listening to a nigga on a podcast that's got a rap beef. You know, you don't want this smoke because we will bring it to you. These statements referenced potential arrest or prosecution for crimes committed by federal agents in Philadelphia. Well, you ain't gonna. The feds trump you, bitch, and you just don't have the power. This is not our kingdom, man. This is not our rest. And it shows you how far Eve done went too. The Lord is about to bring you so-called black women back down to life. He's about to humble y'all. Ain't no telling what they're about to do to this lady. They can easily just plant drugs on her ass, go back into her old, some old history on her ass, see if there's some money missing, or make up some money missing, or make up some shit missing from the evidence room, attach her ass to it. Esau, man, he's cunning, man. You had to use wisdom, basically. You have to use wisdom with Esau, man. Straight up. You see what they done when they went there to Washington, D.C. The mayor there and all of them, that black man, she got in line. She got in line because she knew what it was. They threw a couple of little lawsuits out there, a couple of cities, you know what I'm saying? But that shit ain't, that don't mean nothing, man. ICE Director Todd Lyons addressed Bilal's comments during an appearance on Fox News, the Big Weekend Show, on January 10th. He criticized the rhetoric as divisive and stated, first off, anytime you take law enforcement against law enforcement, it makes nobody safe. Well, all right, let's get the scriptures, though. Because the Lord, matter of fact, the elders was going into it, and the apostle was talking about the division or divisiveness with federal and state. Because you got federal against state now, and then you got the people against the people. You got Egyptian against Egyptian. You got red states against blue states. You got homosexuals against heterosexuals. You got kids against parents, parents against kids. This place is totally divided. And it's a beautiful thing, man. This is what we pray for. You should be praying on a day-to-day basis for the fall of Esau's kingdom, man. I was just listening to the elders down in Birmingham. Like, no, the elder in Mississippi. Like, you should be on fire, man. Going to work, man, and reporting on these people and chanting the downfall of Esau's kingdom, man, because this is beautiful. Matthew 12:25, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So you can't have all these Americans against each other, like how they're against each other, and expect this place is boiling over, man, for a civil war. That's all that's coming. You got all these other nations. The scripture talks about uproars of the people. That 2nd Esdras 9, where it talks about, you seeing uproars of the people in the world. That's an indicator that the Lord is on the way, man. There's a lot of chaos. The whole world is chaotic. And you know why it's chaotic? It's chaotic because of these white people. Or we say so-called white people, because they're not, they don't look like a glass of milk. But verse 26, it says, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And these people are the physical counterpart of Satan, man. So the shit she talking, these Edomites, man, this is their kingdom. They got it right now. Only one that's gonna be able to bring this man down is the one that set this man up, and that's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Yeah. So he says, first off, anytime you take law enforcement against law enforcement, you take law enforcement against law enforcement, it makes nobody safe. This is the exact type of political rhetoric I've been seeing since I've had the opportunity to be ICE director. Increased rhetoric is what's causing the issue right now. But these are some very untrained men from what I've been seeing. You know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I guess they like, no, we're not the police. We're not gonna be like the police. We're totally separate from that. We're gonna crack your goddamn head. We're gonna pull these guns. We're gonna shoot through your windshields. We'll run your ass off the road. We'll shoot at your car tires. You know, they gonna do that movie shit to y'all asses. And Esau, this is right down his alley, man. He's in his natural habitat, man, when he's doing shit like this. Says you can't take a local law enforcement officer against a federal law enforcement officer. We're out there trying to do a lawful law enforcement mission, and this rhetoric here is an example of what we are facing every day. I'm not one for banter or bluster, but my message to the sheriff is try and arrest my folks and let's see what happens. So you can have a all-out shootout, man. You can have an all-out gun down in this place, man. You can go, you know, Esau it's always been, you know, they've always had that mindset of the Wild Wild West. They just put on suit and ties and shit. You know what I'm saying? And acting as if they shave the back, they shave all that damn hair off their shoulders and their neck and shit. Doing the suit and tie, try to make you think that, you know, all of a sudden now they're righteous people and, you know, they're civilized. No, these are fucking cave people, cavemen. It says the fatal shooting has ignited widespread outrage, sparking tens of thousands marching in Minneapolis and more than 1,000 planned anti-ICE protests and rallies across the U.S. over the weekend. So, you know, you know, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua willing, we go out to camp. You know, and if you go to camp, the apostles been mentioning that. You go to camp, you don't go around no shit like this. Because maybe, because, you know, I know we got the Detroit camp downtown. Matter of fact, they've been downtown already. It's been protests going on downtown Detroit already with this ICE shit. So, who knows? You know, the brothers may have to move camp. They may have, who knows what, you know, they know what to do. But the thing of it is don't get involved with this shit. Don't set up camp where they doing this shit. Let these people go ahead and crack each other's heads and do what the fuck they gotta do. You know, we have to move circumspectly out here. The scriptures talks about walking circumspectly, redeeming the times because the days are evil, man. Let them do what they do. Our job is to just chant this place down, bring out the prophecies, be occupied in prophecy, constantly praying for this place to fall, constantly going into the scriptures, constantly letting our people know, hey, look, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is about to make a move on this world. World War III is coming. You know, the microchip is coming. America, Babylon the Great is about to be destroyed with thermonuclear fire. You know, the basics, man. That's pretty much about where we at now. You know, we do lessons, the basic lessons, you know what I'm saying, on, you know, basic living and, you know, going into the laws, civil laws, dietary laws, etc. You know what I'm saying? But right now, you know what I'm saying, the main thing is occupying in prophecy. The downfall of this place. The separation of this kingdom. The divisiveness of this place. Because it's not just America. You got Germany, Denmark, you know what I'm saying? All these different countries, Russia, North Korea. You got even the allies of America looking at this bitch sideways, man. What's that? The apostle been going off to Revelation 18. You know, Babylon the Great. This place is you Edomites are greatly despised in the planet, and especially you ones here in the Americas. You got Israel over there, the least of the flock, gonna draw everything into play. So hey, this is all we gotta do, man. You know, because look at what's going on. You don't think that our prayers are not being answered? The Lord is hearing the cries of the men of His men, and He's performing miracles before us, man. And we're gonna see greater miracles than this. Okay, it says demonstrators braving cold weather, and see. You got they'll go out here and brave cold weather for shit like this right here. You got Israelites that won't go out there and brave the cold weather. You know what I'm saying, to bring out this truth. You in the house until the spring weather break. Nah, man, we supposed to go out there. You know what I'm saying? In season, out of season. Let the people know what's popping, man. Whether they hear it or bear. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up our voice like a trumpet. You know, and show our people their transgressions, man. Roughly paraphrasing that, but anyway, again, demonstrators braving cold weather have chanted slogans like abolish ICE, justice for Renee, and ICE out now. demanding accountability for the incident. Well, Trump is not. They didn't set that up where that shit is a done deal. And you can see there's a lot of squabbles. A lot of squabbles is about to happen, and then it's a lot of you know, it's division even amongst the military ranks. It's divisions amongst some of those ICE agents in there. Got to know what they doing is some bullshit. They gonna have some clashes within there too. You know, because the thing with Esau is, eh, I guess it's some of them. Some of them motherfuckers gonna have a heart. Some of them, somewhat of a heart, even though they did wicked. Some of them gonna be like, "Hey, look, man, nah, this going against the Constitution. I fought for the Constitution." You got a lot of those because a lot of these people that's into ICE, they were actually, war veterans or something like that. They went to war, or they were in the military, they ex-military. You know what I'm saying? They stayed in shape. They didn't come back all fucked up and got on drugs. You know what I'm saying? They actually bought a house. Sent the kids to college, and they really believe in that Constitution, man. And they seeing that shit is being trampled over right now. Anyway, though, you go into these comments. There's so many comments in here. It says helping the enemy used to be called treason. Now it's called being a Democrat. Well, hey, I mean, because I mean Esau, why isn't he keeping the laws? How is it treason if the person that if Trump is breaking all the fucking laws, man? They're not keeping the law. They don't give a shit about that Constitution. They've been breaking all them laws. So you should be looking at, you know what I'm saying, your president, your vice president, his whole cabinet is being treasonous. Because they selling you down the river. They they done cut into all your rights. Your freedom of speech is done. You can't get out here and protest like how you used to without them being able to gun your ass down. You know? Your groceries are through the damn roof. You can barely afford anything. Then he's telling you that, you know what I'm saying, that basically all this these tariffs is helping you out. Here you go, you got the man that's directly connected with a damn pedophile, a sex trafficking pedophile. Every picture you see, he's hugged up with this guy. Your name is in the fucking files more than anybody's name, but you the president. And you notice every time. See, this is good. This is good shit for Trump. When that was a good thing. You know what I'm saying? When this guy shot this lady, you know why? Because it takes some more attention off of those Epstein files. Just like the Venezuela hookup. Every time you know what I'm saying, somebody get to asking about them files, you know, something else happens. And then why aren't they running down on this lady Pam Bondi that supposedly had released the files, and she done missed like 3 damn deadlines already. Three. She ain't even doing what the court is telling her to do. So she's disobeying the law, and she's supposedly be a damn lawyer, man. So you can see what's really going on out here, man. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. I don't even want to even, you can go through the comments. You're gonna have people that's with it. You're gonna have people that's not with it, and that's just the nature of America, man, because it's the Lord is breaking this place down. Let me just get this one in the Apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. This is what we're witnessing. So you got people out here, they sad as shit about what's going on. They can't believe it. They just want, America to be, what it used to be back in the roaring 40s and 50s. And say, nah, man, that shit is a done deal. It's over. It's done, man. Because, let me get this one. I know I said, let's get this one real quick. Second address, let me start at verse 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, it's a lot. What the hell just happened? Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? See, this is a question that's being asked by our forefather Esdras. Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? So that's a very important question. This question that he asks is playing out right now today, thousands of years ago when he asked this question. We're seeing it now. So we're living in beautiful times, man. Verse 8, he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, For Esau, which is the biblical name for the so-called white race, is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Yep. So this is what you're witnessing right now. And of course, that Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. See, again, when you see Trump, he told you the other night on TV, or a couple of days ago, he's like, shit, man. Can't nobody stop us. We can do what we want to do. And he's been moving like that. So he done shitted on your constitution, man. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, and not wearing who is he? See? And now he's about to get all he's about to round up you megas. I'm hoping you megas and you ICE agents. It probably ain't gonna be no damn ICE agent soon. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna start. Somebody got to go to war. Somebody got to sign up for World War III. And it should be you megas and you ICE agents and you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You need to stay the fuck away from this man's military. And if you in it, you need to be getting out. Let this man fight his own shit, man. This man running throughout the earth, he just robbing, killing, stealing, and shit. And you just there helping. You don't even know what the fuck you even there for. Bullets whizzing by your damn head, and you don't even know why you even there. Because he's not gonna tell you. All he gonna tell you is it's classified. Take orders. Do what I say to do. And you doofies don't even question none of that shit. Anyway, well, this is what we're seeing in the world. I think it's a beautiful thing. I say that we continue on praying for these things to happen. Supposed to anyway. Pray without ceasing, man. Part of that praying without ceasing is praying for the downfall of our enemies, man. So with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Form your Allah in the Bible ball.